Welcome back to another episode of the best damn sports show in Baltimore. Me and my boy Ross, we're here to break it down for you. So, right out the gates, we're going to talk about a little bit of Ravens news. There's a lot of rumors swirling that Leveon Bell could be a potential target for the Ravens, which I'm just letting you know, if it even becomes close to true, that jersey's in my card on NFL.com.
He has liked quite a few things mentioning him going to the Ravens.
Yeah.
And a few Ravens players have reached out saying how much it is, including, as much as we do this now, social media. Lamar followed him on Instagram, whatever that means nowadays.
Yes. Exciting times. I mean, the buzz is there. I mean, and when you think about a dynamic back like Leveon Bell, of course, we played him 2 times a year for the last how many years has been in the NFL. Yep. To have him back there with Lamar Jackson, not knowing who's going to run, and knowing, not just guessing if it's an Alex Collins or a Gus Edwards, that they're going to be okay that game. Like, Leveon Bell can catch out of the backfield, line up in slot, be a great running back for any NFL team.
We wanted a receiving running back so bad, we traded for Ty Montgomery.
Yeah, and that didn't really work out. But it's a good way to go.
We'll have a back who can be on the field for all 3 downs.
We need that. I will say that, and I've been saying this. I've been saying it for years, and I know me and you probably even talked about it. Since Ray Rice, we haven't had that.
No.
Ray Rice was that complete package, and we've been looking for him. And now we're in a situation where that's a possibility. But there are potential cheaper running backs out there.
Because we know he's going to want money.
He's going to want a ton of money.
Our one mild bargaining chip is just puts the schedule in front of him and point to those 2 black and gold games.
And it doesn't hurt that we finally do have some off-season money this year. So
as soon as Flacco's off the books, which however happens, will happen.
Yeah. So we do have options here, but let's take a look at some of the names. We have Tevin Coleman, Spencer Ware, T.J. Yeldon, Duke Johnson, and another favorite that we actually talked about in this week's episode of Third and Goal, Mark Ingram.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big name. And again, you're talking about a 26-year-old running back that, has been fighting for yards on the Saints versus Alvin Kamara and whatever Taysom Hill decides to do in any given game. So is he looking are the Saints looking to keep him? Probably not. If he goes, I wouldn't be mad about that.
No, I mean, we don't have Ozzie, but we do have the GM who has been groomed under Ozzie.
Right.
Where did Mark Ingram go to college?
Exactly.
Yeah. We have a lot of those people on our team.
We have a lot of those Alabama Southern players on our team.
Yeah, we like from Alabama.
We like them, and why not? But again, this is an interesting, exciting rumor. Of course, this is off season. Rumors are everywhere. And
all 4 of them have been 1-2 combos wherever they were. Spencer Ware, unfortunately, he got hurt. Was supposed to be it. Then Kareem Hunt came, and then that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Duke Johnson, he's now being pushed behind Kareem Hunt. They gave him a contract. Then he got put behind Nick Chubb, Carlos Hyde.
Yeah.
He's never had a shot. Ingram's the closest one, but then Kamara shows up.
Mm-hmm. And I remember that pick actually confused me a lot, that they went with Kamara, and they had Ingram, who was a stud at Alabama.
Yeah.
A solid. And I was a little confused, and I thought, well, maybe it's just the new culture of the 1-2 punch running back, how they've been doing. And then they decided to do the crazy shit that they did with Taysom Hill, and it's like, what?
Kamara showed he can do more than just be the speed outside.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's exciting times for the Ravens. Again, I would prefer Mark Ingram. If you had to take the list out of that list of 5 we just spelled out for you, Mark Ingram's definitely my choice.
Yeah, I mean, T.J. Yeldon's proven he can do stuff in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Anytime he's had to step in, which has been a lot recently with their running backs.
And
he also, I believe, has that Alabama again.
And with T.J. Yeldon, again, there's another situation where he could be picked back up by Jaguar. There's a possibility, given their situation. But we'll never know. March 13th, of course, is the kickoff of free agency, and it is going to be insane.
Well, we have Rex Ryan type S in at someone's driveway, like they did with Bart Scott. Hey, Barts, you can sign now.
But on to other news in the state, especially University of Maryland. Now, For those college football fans, everybody knows National Signing Day is like Christmas. I'm a BYU fan. I'm a Maryland fan. And every National Signing Day, I have my phone always on. I have all the TVs on it, on channels that are going to tell me what's happening. It's just an exciting time because you get to see a lot of the young talent that are coming to your team. Now, Maryland, for years past, the state of Maryland in general is a very athletic state, I think. It's very athletic. And you have a lot of top talent sadly go out of state because you got to think about it like this. University of Maryland for at least the last 2 decades it just hasn't been there.
No.
You know, I mean, with the coaching scandals and all the drama that goes on and really not having much of a good coaching staff to really direct the team. Even the fact that they're in the Big Ten didn't help recruiting efforts. Now that we have Loxley from Alabama. We should have already had. You're starting to see a shift. A lot of the recruits, and this is me following, a lot of the recruits, for example, Isaiah Hazel, a 4-star wide receiver from Upper Marlboro. Cortez Andrews, a 4-star safety. Well, actually, he's from Tallahassee. My apologies. We have Deontay Banks, a defensive back from Edgewood. Who else do we have? There's a guy from Olney, Mason Lunsford. And then Malik Johnson, who is from Anne Arundel County, Fort Meade, a 4-star tight end. I didn't even know Fort Meade was doing that right now. It's been so long since I followed Anne Arundel County sports. My apologies. But these are exciting times.
Yes.
You're having a lot of local talent. Not to mention there's some out-of-state talent like 4-star recruit Lance LeGrand, dual threat quarterback from New Orleans. And Maryland has needed their feature quarterback for years. We thought Hurts was going to come to Maryland. We were like, hey, there's that connection.
Broke our hearts.
Didn't happen, so now we have to find our own star. And, hey, if you look at Lance LeGrand's highlight, Jesus.
That's it. We got Loxley. Should have had him already. We would have had Ohio State's quarterback said, let's come to Maryland.
Yep.
We hired Loxley. Went with Durkin. See where that happened.
Yeah.
He's one of the top recruits going into the draft right now. We're finally starting to get, finally have a quarterback. Now let's hope we can keep him healthy for a whole season, which has been a problem for Maryland in the past few years.
And you're seeing this in the NFL, but now you're seeing it even more in college, where those freshman quarterbacks, those freshman star wide receivers, more and more is being asked of the average freshman than just redshirting. So the fact you have a bulk of 4-star recruits, they're going to be expected to produce something.
Especially here, where they're most likely already the top on the depth chart coming in.
I mean, Maryland makes sense if you're a top recruit. If you want to play right away, come to Maryland. At least right now until the depth starts to build. But to me, that is exciting and very, it's one of those things where it's like, it makes you excited as a fan. I can't say that enough.
Yeah.
I mean, there was, so many games. Maryland has, I think, what was it? Ohio State. There was that close one last year where we almost beat them.
Should have dropped them in.
Should have beat them. Damn it. But, you got to think. They're in the Big Ten. This isn't the ACC. So this is a division that gets to go to the playoffs if you win your, if you win your conference. If you win the Big Ten, you're in the playoffs. There's no question. Now, is the college football playoffs in your picture for Maryland right now? No, probably not. But in the next few years, why not?
You gotta give Loxley time.
Gotta give Loxley some time.
But finally get it. He's back home. He's where he's coached here before. He's going to be able to get to Maryland. He's going to be able to eventually go to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has talent.
Tons
Virginia
of it.
has it.
West Virginia.
All of them. They went to their own outside. A lot of them went to Alabama. He can bring some of them to Maryland.
Yeah.
And they start looking at it and we're like, let me think about this.
Yeah.
Before you talk top recruit at Maryland, like, okay, next.
I mean, think about it. I mean, for what it really is. You start bringing Alabama kids that would have gone to Alabama to Maryland, what's going to happen eventually? You're telling them, you're going to get to compete against Ohio State, Michigan. You're competing against Wisconsin, the big names.
That was part of the reason we went to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
As I've said before.
We wanted to comp.
Clemson, you win. You win the ACC. Good job.
You won,
They're basketball, mainly.
Yeah. I mean, let's be Duke, I think, is one of the best teams in the ACC, and they're a big basketball school.
Yeah.
And again, basketball. If I wish, there are times where I actually do stop and think. I wish that Maryland could stay in the ACC for basketball, for the rivalries that we used to have against North Carolina and Duke.
Yeah.
And we could go there. It would be cool if it could happen, and then play football and build the program in the Big Ten. That makes sense. That would have been great. Don't know why we went there, but I get it to a degree.
Yeah.
But here we are in the Big Ten era. And now we have a Big Ten caliber, well, we have an SEC caliber head coach now. So, I mean, to snag some of that SEC talent that would have gone to Alabama just on Loxley's name alone, yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
I'm game. I'm hyped. Spring ball's coming. There's, I'm interested to see what we do with what we got. We'll see. But when summer comes around, man, it's game time. But as you can see, this man's buttoning up his jersey because it's a beautiful day in baseball, brother. Tell him.
Pitchers and catchers report. The new era of Orioles baseball has officially begun.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. We've been covering this since the beginning. Thanks to Jordan, obviously, our guy on the beat. Yeah, it gives us a lot of information. First spring game, February 23rd. It's crazy to believe it's here.
Yep.
Like, what?
Gonna definitely need your handbook for a lot of these games.
Yeah.
Even once opening day comes. Something tells me there's going to be the few of the normals,
Yeah. I hope Adam Jones is here. Chris Davis will be here, obviously.
I mean, Davis is there. Trumbo, depending on his health, he's there. Mancini's, he's out there. John O.A.R is there. But there's a lot of people we don't know.
A lot.
There's so many people just from all the trades we had. We have all Machado's people. We have Scope's people. We have Brennan's people. We got just everyone. We're still looking at international because until the new pool comes, we have a lot more money than everyone.
Yeah.
And there's this one prospect that they're trying to talk about. Now, will he wait until it's time for the new pool where everyone has the same amount of money? Who knows? But Ellis has promised to be more internationally sound, which has been a problem for the Orioles in the past.
Yeah, as Dwayne said, he went to FanFest, and I remember he even saying on camera, he was walking around there, and he didn't recognize really anybody.
No,
But there is excitement in uncertainty because we know what we had. And what we had, we liked those names. We liked our guys.
Yeah.
But the system wasn't working. The system wasn't working.
No.
So let's see what happens with the new, household names that will come.
We're still, still going to have, Bundy. Still going to have Cashers back.
Yep.
Alex Cobb's still here. Givens is going to be closer now. He took that over from Brendan last year. Who, unfortunately, in my opinion, he re-signed with the Yankees, which I wasn't happy about.
Yeah.
Other interesting news, though, Machado is not signed.
Machado is not signed yet. Surprise,
Neither has Harper.
Yes.
And that was the Nationals have even considered Harper again.
Yeah. Harper not being signed kind of surprised me, especially a player of his caliber. I would have thought he would have been picked up in no time.
Both hotheads.
Yeah.
Harper has shown it clearly on the field. Machado's, everyone's like, what are you talking about? It's been very subtle, but he has had temperament. He had did he throw the bat at Donaldson down the third base line? He was stepping on a lot of ankles and shins running down first base during the World Series.
He was low-key angry.
Yeah, he's
like, not directly in your face, but just shady shit.
You never thought of that when he was here? You thought of, the Donaldson thing. You're like, well, Donaldson, he's just a hothead.
Yeah.
But he had more than he really showed. So that's holding people off. I think the Yankees offered him some ridiculous deal, but said he hasn't signed anywhere.
Take the money, kid.
Pitchers and catchers report, and no one, I think, would have thought those two would still be out there.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting, really, to see where those two go.
Yeah, I think Harper needs to let him off of where he was willing to go, because I'm pretty sure he sold some people no at first. He needs to reconsider that.
It's time to humble yourself. But, moving on, it's lacrosse season in Maryland. And what does Maryland do? We do lacrosse. And University of Maryland, actually right now, after a victory against Richmond, very close game, they're 2-0. Towson surprised a lot of people, beating the crap out of Hopkins. And Stevenson opens up this season this week. Around the town, Maryland actually just took down number 11 Purdue tonight, which is awesome.
Sweet.
Really awesome. We're just talking Maryland basketball. Here we are.
The Maryland women, they won their last game.
Yep.
They're doing what they usually do.
Maryland doing what Maryland does. So, this week in Baltimore history brought to you by the Baltimore Sun, February 14th, 1998. The Ravens acquire quarterback Jim Harbaugh, 34, from the Indianapolis Colts for a third-round draft pick. Harbaugh plays one disappointing year for Baltimore, went 6-10 in the 2012 season. He coaches the San Francisco, he won 6-10 that year, and in the 2012 season, he actually came back and he coached the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl, where they lost to the Ravens and coach John Harbaugh, who is his brother.
February 13th, 1968, the Colts named George Young City College football coach as assistant personal director. Young, who has played at Calvert Hall, goes on to win 2 Super Bowls as general manager of the New York Giants.
And on February 14th, 1948, in Annapolis, Navy's wrestling team wins the 43rd consecutive dual meet, 24-5 over Princeton. Heavyweight Newbold Smith and Captain Johnny Fletcher, who wrestled at 155 pounds, score shutout decisions for the midshipmen.
And one last thing I'd like to point out is, fortunately, the Orioles family lost a Frank Robinson past few days, and I think we'd like to send our condolences out to Frank Robinson, his family, everyone, and baseball lost a pretty good guy there.
Baltimore legend. Enough can't be said about how much he did for our city and what he even did for the Nationals. So, yeah, our hearts, our prayers go out to the Frank Robinson family.